What's going on, you guys? My name is Matt and welcome to Downshift. Today I got to play with BMW's new flagship, the 8 Series. Yes, the 8 Series is back and badder than ever. It's lost a couple cylinders, but it's gained a lot of power. Now, the M850 that I got to play with today was a convertible, and to be honest, this is the way that I would spec it. There's not many cars that I would choose to spec as convertibles rather than the coupe, but this I think is one of them. And for the simple reason that the exhaust sounds awesome. I want to hear that all the time, not impeded by a cabin or a roof. Now, this 8 Series coupe or convertible directly competes with the Mercedes S-Class Coupe. However, does it really? I mean, I really like this car, but I'm not sure what it is. Is it a sports car? Is it a GT car? Is it a luxury car? It does everything really well, but it doesn't seem to define itself in any one segment. Not that that's a problem. This thing is fast, it's loud, it looks mean and aggressive, it's luxurious, it's comfortable. It's pretty much everything that you could want. The engine powering this thing is BMW's 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8. In this application, it's going to give you 523 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. All that power is going to go through a snappy ZF8 speed automatic transmission with all-wheel drive. This is an Xdrive, but you will have rear-wheel drive bias, so it does feel really good in corners. 0 to 60 is going to be taken care of in 3.7 seconds. Now, I do want to stop and talk about the looks of this thing, because the first one I saw was a white coupe, and I wasn't super sure. When the concept first came out, I was really into it. And then the first one that I saw was kind of softer, but this black one with the black wheels and the black convertible top with the red interior, it looks incredible. The front is aggressive and mean, it's low, it's wide. From the profile in the coupe, it does happen to look a little bit like the Mustang, just the body shape and the profile, but I mean, this thing is far from Mustang. And then all the way to the back, it's an interesting and subtle design. I really like the subtlety of the taillights, but then moving down, it's quad exhaust, but coming out of dual ports, which is a little bit odd. And speaking of those exhaust tips, this is what I wanted the M5 to sound like. This is a great sounding exhaust system. Now, surrounding those exhaust tips is carbon fiber, and there's carbon fiber everywhere on this thing. If you notice the door sill, it says carbon core. This thing is made of carbon fiber all over the place. From the window mirrors to the exhaust diffuser, everything is aimed at making this thing light, rigid, and sporty. And then moving on to the interior is where I get a little bit confused, because the exterior is so, unapologetically sporty and aggressive and mean, and it just screams performance in your face. And then you get to the interior and everything is really opulent, it's luxurious, it's comfortable, the fabrics and finishes are, top notch. And the design is contemporary and minimal, everything's ergonomic, it's where you want it to be. It makes sense. My favorite thing about the interior has got to be the crystal shifter and engine start-stop button. It's just super cool. It's got the 8 kind of embossed, if you could really say embossed, in the center of it. It looks really cool and adds a little bit of flair to this, otherwise fairly, restrained and contemporary cabin. This 8 Series will also come equipped with the Hey BMW functionality like we found in some of the later Mercedes. Just, a nice active voice assistant, but it's much more conversational than anything. There's still some kinks, but they're getting there. Now for the part that you all care about, driving dynamics. So stepping behind the wheel of this M850, I'm immediately reminded that this is a sports car. This is a performance-oriented automobile. I did feel like the cabin kind of shrunk around me and gave a nice sporty feel. The steering wheel was well bolstered, the seats were well bolstered as well, but were still nice and comfortable. I mean, you definitely don't lose the sense that this car is still big. It's wide, it's low, it's long, but I mean, with the convertible top down, you have that just gnarly exhaust. It sounds incredible, and this thing is freaking fast. It's just lays power down. The Xdrive all-wheel drive system is fantastic. There's power in every gear at any RPM, and it sounds so violent with that exhaust. steering is a little bit better than it was in the M5. It's still slightly numb, but it is improved, at least from what I felt. I left it in Sport Plus, making the steering heavy. It didn't give a whole lot of feedback, but it had a nice weight and heft to it. The adaptive dampers that we had in the suspension composed the body really well, especially around corners. It corners really, really flat, and it's very composed. There's a nice chassis balance to this thing, despite being so large. But overall, this is just a great car. It doesn't necessarily define itself in any one segment, like I mentioned before, but it does everything so well. It's super well-rounded. I really, really love my time with this car. So thank you to my friends at International Autos BMW for making this video possible. My name is Matt, and thanks for watching Downshift.